There are a lot of free nutrition tracking apps out there, but which one is actually good and doesn't hide the best features behind a paywall? Many nutrition tracking apps either come with annoying ads or they don't give us the features that we need. Myself and the team at feastco.com have tested over 20 different nutrition tracking apps. We found a clear winner for the best free calorie counting app, which is MyNetDiary. I'm going to break down why this app beats the competition and how it can help you take your nutrition to the next level completely for free. Before we dive into what makes MyNetDiary so awesome, let's talk about some of the common issues that I've found with other free apps. If you tried any of them, you've probably encountered these problems. First off, let's talk about ads. One of the most frustrating things when using free apps is dealing with the constant pop-ups, distracting ads, or slow load times because the app is packed with advertisements. It completely kills the user experience. For example, the free version of MyFitnessPal is notorious for this. You'll be logging food and suddenly you're bombarded with ads, making the whole process slow and pretty irritating. MyNetDiary, on the other hand, has zero third-party ads. The only ad you'll see is a small promotion for their premium version, and it only shows up when you try to access premium features. It's a clean, ad-free experience that doesn't get in the way of tracking your food. Next up is the food database. A lot of free apps rely on user-generated content, which means you're constantly battling with inaccurate or outdated information. This can be a huge problem, especially for beginners who might not be able to spot inaccurate entries. I did a side-by-side test with Chronometer, which has a great reputation for its food database. And guess what? MyNetDiary's database was spot on with 100% accurate food entries. They have over 1.7 million verified foods and update them daily to make sure they're accurate. So you can trust that what you're logging is correct. Another downside for many free apps is that they focus on calories but leave out macros. If you're serious about your fitness tracking goals, tracking macros is just as important as tracking calories. Whether you're trying to lose fat while keeping your muscle or gain muscle without packing on excess fat, you need to know your macros. The good news? MyNetDiary now tracks your macros in the free version. Not only can you log calories, but you can also track protein, carbs, and fats, and even fiber and sodium. This is huge. It's a win if you're focused on body composition. Finally, let's talk about the ease of use. Some apps are so difficult to navigate that logging your meals becomes a chore. I've tested apps where it takes forever just to find the meal tracking screen. But with MyNetDiary, everything is intuitive, it's easy to use. It's not just about logging food, it's tracking things like your water intake, your weight, your exercise. It's simple, it's user-friendly, it's great. It feels like a seamless experience, making it a lot easier to stick to your tracking. Now that we've covered some of the issues with other free apps, let's dive into what makes MyNetDiary stand out. I'll admit, I was a little bit skeptical at first. I thought MyNetDiary would be just another basic calorie counter because it's for free, but I was wrong. Not only does it track calories, but it also gives you an in-depth breakdown of your macros, including fiber, saturated fats, and more. You can even see your macro breakdown per meal, which is something a lot of other apps don't offer unless you're paying for the premium version. This makes tracking your intake much more detailed and useful, especially if you have specific goals related to body composition. Here's something that makes tracking your food fun. MyNetDiary's Apple graphic. This is a visual tracker that shows your progress towards your calorie goal for the day. The apple turns green if you're on track, amber if you've gone slightly over your target, and red if you've gone way over. Some people may feel like red is too negative, but I personally love it. I think it's a quick visual way to see how I'm doing, and it adds a fun element to food tracking. Plus, I think it motivates me to stay within my calorie goal because I want to see that green apple. MyNetDiary takes food tracking a step further by giving each food a letter grade from A to D based on how nutritious it is. This is a super helpful feature, especially if you're new to nutrition and trying to make healthier choices. It's like a little nutrition guide right inside your app. Another feature I absolutely love is the daily nutrition analysis. It gives you feedback on what you're doing well and areas where you can improve. For example, it might tell you that you're hitting your fiber goals, but you're going overboard on sodium. This kind of feedback can really help you stay on track, and it makes small adjustments to improve your eating habits. We all know the scale doesn't always tell the full story. Sometimes even the number on the scale isn't changing a whole lot, but your body is still transforming. That's why I love that MyNetDiary lets you upload progress photos. You can track changes over time and compare photos side by side to see how your body is evolving. It's a really great way to stay motivated and see real progress. One of the coolest things about MyNetDiary is its built-in community. You can join groups, you can share your journey, and support others who have similar goals. It's a lot like a mini social network for fitness, which is great if you need that extra motivation or accountability. Getting started with MyNetDiary is easy. So you're gonna fill out a short survey with some basic information, your age, sex, fitness goals, and then the app will calculate a calorie target for you. I personally felt the calorie recommendations were too low for myself, but the good news is you can always adjust your target if you feel like it's too high or too low. One thing to keep in mind is you can't set custom macro targets in the free version. So if you're someone who wants to dial in exact macro ratios, you're gonna need to either work with the defaults or upgrade to the premium version. But don't worry, for most people, the free version is still more than enough. So how did it work for me? Well, after using MyNetDiary for just 1 week, I was really impressed. I lost 1.5 pounds in just 7 days, which is beyond my target for about 1/2 pound a week. The app made it super easy to track my calories and macros. I loved how beginner friendly it is. The food grade and daily analysis features were a big help and just helped me make healthier food choices. I also love the Apple graphic, which made tracking my progress more visually engaging and fun. Now the app isn't perfect, so of course there's some limitations with the free version. There's no custom macros, you can't set your own macro targets in the free version. But if you already know your targets, you can manually track them. There's also no built-in coaching, so there's no nutrition coach like some of the other apps have, but that's not something that I expect from a free app. Another thing I don't like is how they suggest burning extra calories with exercise, which can sometimes lead to an unhealthy relationship with food and exercise. But you can also turn this off, so that's great. There's also no built-in meal planning or recipes, but this isn't a big deal since there are so many recipes available online. So to sum it up, MyNetDiary is hands down the best free nutrition tracker out there. It's easy to use, tracks both calories and macros, has fun features like the Apple graphic and food grades to keep you motivated. Plus the community aspect, it really is a great touch for support and engagement. So if you're serious about your fitness and nutrition goals, I highly recommend giving this app a try. The free version is more than enough for most people. But of course, if you want extra features like custom macros or coaching, you can always upgrade to the premium version. If you want to check out more of my favorite trackers, click to watch my video on the best calorie and macro trackers available. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.